All right, so for 44, it is giving us a estimated regression equation, and it's asking us what the estimate for sales is going to be given advertising. So our sales is Y, our advertising is X. All right, so you may be thinking, oh, that's easy. We just plug in this into our X. That's the right idea, but not quite, because we have to pay attention to, we have advertising as 10,000. Our advertising X is already in hundreds. So what we have to first do is take our advertising, so 10,000, and we need to divide by 100. So what I do is I just kind of cross out these zeros. So when you do that, you're going to get 100. Now we can plug in 100 into the equation. Okay, so it's going to be 80 plus 6.2 times 100. And when you do this, you're going to get 80 plus 620. And that equals 700. But that's not the answer either. We're almost there. So since Y is in thousands, we have to multiply 1,000 by 700. So 700 times 1,000. And when we do that, we're going to get 700,000. Now this is our final answer. So that would be this one. Okay. All right. Now we can move on to the next question. So 45 says a sampling error contains selection bias, non-response bias, measurement errors. All of these are examples of sampling errors. So the answer here is going to be D. All right, so let's just move this. 46 says selection bias occurs when one subset of experimental units in the population has blank of being selected than another. So whenever there's selection bias, this is a definition-based question. That means that one subset of units has no chance, less of a chance, or more of a chance of being selected. So the answer here is going to be D. Number 47 is saying, suppose we have 1 minus alpha equal to 0.9. How would you calculate the critical value? So what we need is we need to get our alpha. So how do we get our alpha? Our alpha is going to be 1 minus 0.9. So our alpha here is 0.1. But because we're trying to find the critical value for z of alpha divided by 2, so this is just our alpha. So our alpha is 0.1. We need alpha divided by 2. So that means we're going to do negative norm dot s dot inverse 0.1 divided by 2. And when you do this, this equals to 0.05. That's going to be negative norm dot s dot inverse 0.05. Okay. So the answer here would be this one. Number 48, similar type question. So suppose we have 1 minus alpha equals to 0.95. We have our n of 20. What is the critical value for t of alpha divided by 2? So what we're going to do here is we need to first get our alpha. So how do we do that? We're going to do 1 minus 0.95. That's going to give us 0.05. So our alpha equals 0.05. Since this is, we're looking for a t critical value, it's going to be a negative t dot inverse. It's alpha divided by 2, so we need to do 0.05 divided by 2 And our degrees of freedom is n minus 1. So 20 minus 1 is 19. So this will be negative t dot inverse. It's going to be 0.025, comma 19. So that matches with this answer choice. Oh, yeah, this answer choice right here.